Next, let's create a class, and the class name is circle. So write a client program that enters radius to calculate the perimeter and the area of a circle. The perimeter would be 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by the radius, and then the area will be pi multiplied by the radius multiplied by the radius. So let me have the class diagram like this one. We have the class name, and then we have the data, which is radius, and then we have the method. So in the radius, we have the default value is 1, and let be the radius is integer. For the constructor, you can input the radius. If the radius is not available or empty, then we will use the default, which is 1. But if you input any value, then it will give you the value based on the input. And then you will have 3 methods: get radius, get perimeter, and get the area. Now let's do. Exercise circle class. So I need to make one class. It is a circle. Okay, the class circle. Now I have one constructor and I have one data. This is radius. Okay, we have the constructor and there is one parameter. But if you look at this one, the parameter default is 1. Do you know what is default is 1? It means we need to set the default is 1. Whenever you have no information about the parameter, then this object will give you the radius equal to 1. Okay. And then I have the get radius. Okay, the AI give you set radius, no problem. Now I'm going to make 2 additional function. Oh, okay. That get area 3.14 multiplied by the radius power of 2. Okay, and the perimeter or the circumference 2 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by the radius 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by the radius. Okay, so the name is perimeter, but this name is circumference. Yeah, you can change this one to perimeter. Okay, so we have the class circle, and we can calculate the area, and we can calculate the perimeter. Now let's make this one. C1. Let's create the circle. If the circle has no parameter, if the circle has no argument, C1 dot get area. C1 dot get perimeter. What is the result? Only 1. Why? In the Google Colab, if you want to print everything, you need to use the command print. If you want to print anything, you need to use the command print. Otherwise, the last part will be printed. Only the last part will be printed. So the area is 3.14. The perimeter is 6.3. Okay. If I have the circle 2, if I have the circle 2, so let's say the circle 2, okay, the AI knows what I want to do. The circle 2 has the radius equals to 5. Then I want to get the area and I want to get the perimeter. Then you can get the result. Okay. I think it's not big problem for this one. Now let's go to the inheritance. Oh, by the way, I uploaded a new material for this OOP. I give you one additional inheritance practice at the end of the slide. So please download again this material in the e-class. Okay? I give you the additional practice. So let's do the, where is it? Okay, this is the practice. Okay, let's do the practice for the inheritance. We have the super class, or we call it, this is the base class. This is shape. And we have the subclass or the derived class. There are three: triangle, circle, and rectangle. Semo, Bungrami, Nemo. Right. Now let's suppose in this class we have one data. Okay, so all data will be plus. Then it means it will be public. This will be only a type. Yeah. So the type, it can give you the information whether it is a triangle or a circle or a rectangle. And then we can get the name. So the name means we want to get the type. And the triangle, we have three data. Oh no, we have base, we have head, and we have A, B, C. So it means there are 5 data. There is no information about the data. I think we can use float or integer. Yeah, no problem. And there are one constructor and 2 methods. For the circle, we have one data and one constructor and 2 methods. For the rectangle, we have 2 data, one constructor and 2 methods. And this line shows that it is the inheritance issue. The inheritance means the triangle inherit the properties from the shape. Circle also inherit some of the properties on the shape, and rectangle also has some properties from the shape. Now, how to create this class? Exercise shape. Yes. Okay. You have the class shape. You have the class shape. We have the type, not the color. Okay. Then we can change this into type. And then we can have this type type. So we have one like this one. And we have another function, def get name, because this is a non-static method. Don't forget to put the cell. Okay, so this is the class shape. Now let's create the subclass. The subclass means the class triangle. We need to have the name of the superclass, which is the shape. It means the triangle will have the properties from the shape. And oh, okay. The AI can understand what I want to do. So it has the constructor contains of base and height and the super. The super, we want to construct an object, and okay, we declare the name is triangle because this is the type. Okay, I want to declare that this is a triangle. And there are variables base, this is from here, base, and height, this is from here. Actually, there are also another variables, A, B, and C. And how can we define this? So in the exam, if you have this kind of problems, and if you are not that sure how to fill in the data, yeah, you can make assumption. For example, okay, self dot A equals to A, self dot B equals to B, let's say self dot C equals to C. Okay, and then you can define A equals to 1, B equals to 1, and C equals to 1. So this init, actually, there is 1. What is it? If it refers to the type, it means this is the super to indicate the type in the shape class. Yeah. But you can define some other parameter here, so it will fulfill with the variable ABC. So the assumption, yeah, you can make by yourself. If you need to do like this one, yeah, you can do like this way. So we have the area and we have the perimeter. Don't forget the self. And then I think I give you the, yeah, I give you this. If it is a triangle, okay, the area is half multiplied by base multiplied by height. If it is the perimeter, then it will be A plus B plus C. So that's why we need the variable A and B and C. If it is a circle, the area is pi r squared, and the circumference or the perimeter is 2 pi r. If it is a rectangle, then you have the width and height, or length and width. And then you will have the perimeter is 2 multiplied by L plus 2 multiplied by W. The area is L multiplied by W. Okay. So we can use this formula for the rectangle. We can use this formula for the circle and etc. Then the perimeter of the triangle is A plus B plus C. Don't forget, because it is this is the non-static method and it is inside the class. So you need to put the self. You need to put self and you need to put self. It is to indicate that we have the A, B, C from this class. So this is the triangle. So we can finish it. Now we need to have the second, which is the sorry, this one. Oh, okay. The circle, yeah, we can refer to what we already did before, but now the circle is the subclass. Previously, circle is a separate class, but now circle is the subclass. What is the difference? As a subclass, you need to define the what is the superclass. So in this case, the superclass is shape. Okay. And then we have the init class. And okay, you can define, for example, I want to declare the radius. So the radius, yeah, you can make anything. If there is no information on the class diagram, you can define like this one, radius. Or if you want to make a default value radius equals to 1, this is also okay. And you have the area and you have the circumference. Get the circumference or the perimeter. Then finish. This is the circle. And what about the last one? Rectangle. Then we have the class rectangle, where the class rectangle also have the inheritance from the shape, and there are two data. Okay. So we have width and height. Oh, okay. The AI already know the solution. We have width and height, and then we are going to do the constructor with the type rectangle to the shape. We have two data, width and height. The area will be the width multiplied by the height, and we have the get perimeter will be the result of 2 multiplied by width plus 2 multiplied by the height. Okay, please remember that when you make the formula in the class, you need to put self. Okay, you need to put self. It is to indicate that the variable is inside the class. Okay, then finish. So this is the overall class on based on this class diagram. So you can create the object. Let's say I want to create the triangle 1. So let's say this is the triangle, and okay, let me just follow the AI. So the triangle has the value 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It means the triangle has the base value, which is 3, the height is 4, A is 5, B is 6, and C is 7. The circle is 5. Then it means we have the circle, we have one value for the parameter, which is radius, and the radius will be 5. And rectangle, we have two values, 3 and 4. 3 will be the width and 4 will be the height. Then if you already have this one, you can get the area. Get the area of triangle. 6. You can get the perimeter of the triangle. For the circle, you can get the area, and you can get also the perimeter, the circumference. And for the rectangle, we can get the area, and we can get also the perimeter. Okay, so if you understand the basic idea, then yeah, it will be not difficult for you to create this kind of class. Okay. So the last one that I want to explain is the exercise, the practice, okay, like this one. So what do you see from this example? We have the inheritance, not only one step, but there are two steps. In this case, we have shape, and then we have circle. It's easy. We have the circle will inherit the properties in shape. The rectangle inherit the properties of shape. Now, what is square? I think rectangle is 직사각형, and square is 정사각형. It means when you have a rectangle, here is the length and the height. The length may not be the same with the height. Okay, so this is rectangle, but the area, how to calculate the area is the same with square. The difference is only the square is the same for the length and the height. For rectangle, they are not the same. So you need to define the length and the height differently. Meanwhile, for the square, you will have the length and the height equal. Okay. Oh, there is only 5 minutes left. And okay, please try by yourself. Okay, how to create this Python code using this diagram. Okay, I will stop here so you have some time to prepare for quiz. Okay.